There is this German word, Volk, like folk, and it can mean people or it can mean nation. The Nazis have this term, and I will say now, I don't speak German, as you will hear in this show, but the Nazis have this term Volksgemeinschaft, which means people's community. And it is their dream of the Volk as a nation. And of course, crucially, right, for Hitler, the Volk doesn't mean all the people in Germany.
No.
It means the Aryans and not the Jews and not all the other undesirables. So Hitler comes to power with this promise of prosperity, and he starts promising all this Volks stuff. There's the...
You can do it. You can do it.
Volksempfänger.
Radio.
The
People's radio.
Volkskühlschrank.
People's refrigerator. The cool.
The cool. The Volkstraktor.
Tractor. Yeah.
And then maybe the Führer's favorite, in fact, the Volkswagen.
And it's interesting because that Hitler really prioritizes this. You know, just a few weeks after he takes power in 1933, he goes to the Berlin Motor Show, which is amazing, right? But I mean, I guess at the time,
he's busy, right? He's got a lot to do.
Yeah, and he's like, what do we need to do first? A car.
Yeah.
And maybe because of the symbol of prosperity, or maybe because he's already thinking about what a car can do. And it's at that motor show, 1933, that he announces this dream of the Volkswagen.
Yeah, and this dream for him, it means a lot of things, right? There is also this idea that when the Volk have cars, it will help unite them as a people, right? If you think of traditional rural poverty,
of course.
You don't have a car, it's hard to go from town to town. But if everybody has a wagon, then all the Volk, they can go and see the beautiful countryside, they can go and visit their neighbors.
One country, because they are distinct regions, and in fact were separate countries at one point,
Not
right?
that long before this, yeah.
Yes, so it brings them together as a country. And then there's another part of the plan, which is, at this point, because there are not a lot of cars in Germany, not a lot of Germans know how to drive. And Hitler has this desire to take new territory. And in order to do that, he is going to need young men with guns who can drive somewhere.
And Germany really is far behind here, right? Like in the US at this point, there's something like one car or truck for every 5 people. And in Germany, it's more like one car or truck for every 150 people.
Amazing. And it's interesting because Germany invented the car.
Yeah.
They invented the car, and there were other small cars for sale, but they were really expensive. They were almost just bespoke hobby vehicles, right?
Yeah, like even a cheap car in Germany at this point costs something like 2,000 Reichsmarks, which is around 2 years' salary for a typical worker. And much more expensive, I should say, than basic cars in the U.S. were at this point, right? Germany had not mastered the mass production of the good, cheap car the way Ford and GM had in the United States.
So Hitler's dream, car manufacturing, and that it be cheap enough that the German people can afford it. So Hitler says, no, it cannot be 2,000 Reichsmarks. It should be 990 Reichsmarks. I love this. Like he's at a 99-cent store. 990 Reichsmarks, which is less than half the price of the going car. And according to Hitler, he has all these ideas for it. It should seat 4 or 5 people, so a German family can travel around, right? It should go at least 50 miles an hour, that way you can get to Moscow in a timely way.
Gotta put the Blitz in the Blitzkrieg, right?
Exactly right. And he says, you should be able to mount machine guns on it.
Sure.
Not for the family vacation, but, for other things.
You never know.
Other plans, right?
And now there are German car makers in Germany, right? There's still a private industry at this point in the country. And they look at Hitler's specs and price, and they say, no way. They are, of course, aware that cheaper cars are made in the U.S., but the German market is way smaller than the U.S. There are fewer Germans. Germans are much poorer. So even if the automakers could get all of the knowledge, could build a factory like the ones in the United States, there just isn't a German market big enough to get the economy of scale to sell a car this good at a price this low.
And the car makers, they get together and they're like, so who's going to tell the Führer, Adolf Hitler, that we can't do it?
Mein Führer, we have some notes on the Volkswagen.
On your big plan, you've told everybody at the auto show.
What? No, nobody's going to do that.
So what does a company do when it doesn't want to deliver the bad news? They hire a consultant.
Yes. That's what they're for.
Yeah, they're going to have the consultant write a report to the Fuhrer that says, as an independent observer, it is not possible to make a car and sell it for 990 Reichsmarks.
And pretty soon they find their man, automotive engineer by the name of Dr. Ferdinand Porsche.
I'm guessing he is not a medical doctor.
He's not even an engineering doctor. He's an honorary engineering doctor.
But the doctor's important. Maybe it gets the respect of the Fuhrer. He can lay the truth to him and just say that it is not economically possible to build a cheap car.
Well, yeah, and certainly Porsche is like legit at this point. He's been working in the auto industry for decades. He's in his mid-50s. He designed cars for Daimler. He worked on racing teams. And at this point, he is, in fact, a consultant. He's running a consultancy. And he gets this call from the automakers to be the, bad news consultant. And he takes the job. He says, yeah, sure, I'll study this. I'll write a report. But he's like, no, I'm not going to tell the Fuhrer no. I'm going to tell him yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. And I'll be the man to make his Volkswagen dream come true.
German hero.